My thoughts on Jurassic World Dominion. Um, Basically, I like the movie a lot. I think it's a great conclusion to the Jurassic era, as they're calling it. Um, but yeah, I'm reminded of that line from the new film, which is quite a funny one with Malcolm when he's giving his speech and he gives that like unforeseen consequences will occur moment. And I was watching the film and I was like, that sums up my feelings about Jurassic movies as a whole. All six of them, even like things like Battle at Big Rock, and even the stuff that my team has actually worked on for the viral marketing. So that sums it up. I'm like, I look at these films and we get what we're given, and I think when I was young and I saw Jurassic Park 3, it was the first time as a fan I was disappointed with the movies. I was like, oh, I came out of that, I didn't feel like that impressed me that much, and I had all these issues with it, and I even have been online in the past complaining about it, and I make jokes about it still to this day. But I've actually overcome that disappointment with Jurassic Park 3, and I can recognise it as not a perfect movie, but I can still have fun with it, and I do return to it quite a lot, maybe about the same amount as I do The Lost World or Jurassic Park. So as an older fan, I'm like looking at that situation and then applying that to these new movies. And putting myself in the shoes of like kids today who are like watching these movies. There might be young children who grew up with Jurassic World who watch Dominion and be like, you know what, that wasn't really for me. I enjoyed the first two, but this one, no. Or the other way around. And so that's why when I watch this film, I can see things that I would personally have changed, or I don't agree with the direction of them, but it doesn't bog it down for me enough. It's like I'd rather concentrate on the positives than I would the negatives. So instead of going into all the nitty-gritty details of what I liked about Jurassic World Dominion and what I thought worked, I'm sure that stuff will come out in future videos I work on. But the summation of my thoughts are, I think it's a fantastic film. I can't even comprehend how one would even go about making a movie on that scale. It takes a lot of skill, even if there are faults. And I think what Trevorrow and the filmmakers have done have brought a better conclusion to the Jurassic story than where, for me as a fan, I thought Jurassic Park 3 was, leaving it off back in 2001. Especially like during the years of like 2008, during that break period. I really had a moment where I was like, oh, what? They're not going to make any more, and they're leaving it on Jurassic Park 3, so it's a bit of a shame. So I'm kind of glad that we're not at that point now, and for all its faults, Dominion still has that feeling of like a closing point for the main characters. Some of the like legacy dinosaurs I don't think we'll probably see again, like the T-Rex, the classic T-Rex, or Blue or whatever. I could be wrong about that because of their marketability, but for now, I feel like this is a good closing chapter. And if the worst case scenario happened and this franchise just stopped dead here, I'm very thankful for what I've done, and I'm very thankful for the journey that we've been on as fans from the beginning, since the book came out. So in summation, for me, Jurassic World Dominion is a fascinating film because it's kind of like a mirror image to both Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 3, funny enough, because on one hand you've got the Owen and Claire plot where Maisie's been kidnapped and forced to go to this dinosaur sanctuary, which is a kind of similar to how Eric got lost on Site B and the parents, hitched a plan to go rescue him. Both those plots involve kidnapping. Grant got kidnapped in Jurassic Park 3 and Maisie gets kidnapped in this one. And obviously Beta as well, which ties into that storyline. So that's kind of mirroring Jurassic Park 3, whereas the Alan Grant Ellie Locust storyline with Biosyn, where they have to go in and extract some DNA and steal it from Biosyn, is an exact mirror image of the original Jurassic Park, where Dodson was doing that with Nedry and stealing embryos from the island. So I really liked that aspect because that's how good sequels work. They take something that was in the first original film, but then they changed the context and then put a new twist on the same idea. So and while adding new elements to it at the same time, so it feels completely fresh. And also I wanted to just mention that I really like how even these new films have all done it. They've taken that old John Sayles script that was leaked out, that kind of era of Jurassic Park 4's production, where they had all these ideas, some of which I believe were Spielberg's, that were floating around that he wanted to do, like someone who works very closely with raptors, looking at the relationship they can have with those intelligent beasts, and that evolved into like Owen and his relationship to the Raptors squad, and then like I think in that John Sayles script they go off to the Grendel Corporation, which is like this castle in the middle of Europe, and in Fallen Kingdom we have the whole castle-esque setting with Lockwood Manor, very medieval looking in design, and obviously the film's called Kingdom, so Fallen Kingdom, whatever, but you get it. And then in Dominion they have the Europe setting with Biosin Valley, but it's not just that, it's in that script as well. John Hammond wanted to go find the cryocan to then breed a new load of dinosaurs that would breed out the old ones and then be infertile or something like that, and it's basically like creating a quote unquote pathogen into the dinosaur population to try and stop them, and that was recycled in this with the locust aspect of the story, where Wu wants to create a fix using Beta and Maisie's DNA to work out exactly how he can save the world from extinction in a way. And I just thought that was fascinating, and that's why I love these movies, because you can never tell how certain ideas are going to be integrated, but we've known a lot of these ideas for a long time. So I just find it really interesting how they weave these films together. And that's what I like to focus on. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. Short, but I'm sure you'll hear more of my thoughts and opinions on this film in more detail in other videos and live streams and everywhere else on social media. So anyway, thank you guys. Bye.